if I decide to run, you'll have the great pleasure of voting for the man that will easily go down as the greatest president in the history of the United States. Me, Donald John Trump.
You just tell me how you're going to solve these problems. ISIS. How are you going to defeat ISIS?
I would hit them so hard your head would spin.
Nobody would be tougher on ISIS than Donald Trump.
Do you understand me? And I'm going to sue you if I have to. Do you understand me? Yes, I hung up. You didn't get disconnected. I hung up.
Bush didn't have the IQ. Well, I get things done better than anybody.
The big lie, Obamacare.
But I will tell you, I've been dealing with politicians all my life.
You're telling me
I've been dealing with them all my life.
Okay.
I mean, this building was not supposed to get built. This building was supposed to be 18 stories tall, and it's 68 stories tall.
All right.
I dealt with politicians. I'm not a big fan of Jeb Bush. The last thing we need is another Bush, okay? Believe me.
I don't need anybody's money. It's nice. I'm really rich. $5 billion we spent on a website. I hire people. They do a website. It costs me $3.
Some business idea that I just want to tell you about, and I'll be a fool if...
Very quickly.
Obama, a year ago, Yemen was a great victory. 2 weeks later, the place was blown up.
Well, Rosie O'Donnell's disgusting. I mean, both inside and out. You take a look at her, she's a slob. She talks like a truck driver. So probably I'll sue her because it would be fun. I'd like to take some money out of her fat ass pockets. If I were running The View, I'd fire Rosie. I mean, I'd look her right in that fat, ugly face of hers. I'd say, Rosie, you're fired.
We won't be using a man like Secretary Kerry. Goes into a bicycle race at 72 years old and falls and breaks his leg. I won't be doing that.
The performance could have been better.
Could have been better.
It could have been a hell of a lot better. But look, I'm not a guy who's going to run around blaming people.
That's
so I'm going
fine.
to take responsibility for that.
That's fine.
So if you want to fire me, go right ahead.
All right, Gene,
but I think
you're fired. I would build a great wall, and nobody builds walls better than me, believe me.
Hey, look at this! Donald Trump! Donald Trump! Donald Trump taking down Mr. Graham! Oh, my God! The hostile takeover of Donald Trump!
Part of the beauty of me is that I'm very rich.
Hey, Michael, let me ask you a question. He's knocking the hell out of Stephanie. He's telling me how bad Stephanie is, and you're interrupting him with nonsense over nothing. Why don't you let him knock Stephanie? He's not knocking you for a change. I mean, how stupid can you be?
Mr. Trump, I
Now,
can't.
let me ask you this. He's knocking Stephanie, and you want him to stop knocking Stephanie. I'm starting to think that maybe you should be fired. What do you think about that?
Mr. Trump,
Why wouldn't you let him go? Let me ask you this, Michael. He's killing her. He's going after her. She should be fired, according to him. And you're trying to stop him from talking.
Because Mr. Trump, I was...
Hey, look, you claim to be like me. The difference is I work hard. You've been lazy. You've been nothing but trouble. And now you cut them off as they're fighting each other for who should be fired. Michael,
yes,
Michael.
yes, sir.
You're fired. I want to get rid of that house.
It's going to create a bit of a stir, but if we're
Who
not...
cares? Who cares? You know what? Who cares?
What's the difference between a wet raccoon and Donald J. Trump's hair? A wet raccoon doesn't have $7 billion in the bank.